few times. Hey, hi guys. Hello, hello.
Hello. Happy Friday. Hi, Gail.
Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Good Friday. Yeah, we don't really have any plans for Easter.
Hello, Jennifer, Karen,
We
Gwen,
didn't really.
Linda. I can't see who else is in here.
Heartland
Dink and Tank.
HQ with Dink and Tank. And Linda with Another Time. Gwen with Broke Cowgirl Homestead. Jennifer Ocean Homestead. And Bob with Robin Hood Homestead. And Dale Homestead. And Lori with It All Adds Up. Welcome in, guys.
Buddy.
We're going to do a little trivia tonight. Some of them we're going to just do for fun, and some of them we're going to give you guys some seeds. So if you're interested in seeds, we're going to do that. Bob and Lori did donate some seeds, and I'm going to give away some seeds from my collection as well. So if you hang out, maybe you could win some seeds. I was just trying to get my cards and stamps and everything ready to go, and I was bagging up some seeds. And the way I'm going to do mine is I'm going to give whoever wins is going to email me, and then I'll give them a list of what I have, and they can pick. That way they get something they actually want. And then on Lori and Bob, they donated, you can choose between chocolate cherry sunflowers or mammoth sunflowers. Welcome in, Rebecca, Suburban Hillbilly. Hello, hello.
That sounds cool.
So that's what we're going to do. So what did you do today, Heather?
Me and my husband got invited to go to a tree arborist's property, and we got like this tour of all the gardens that he has, and the way that he does his tree, it was really beautiful. The ingenuity and stuff like that into how he grew trees and stuff was just really amazing. It was a great day. We were there for like 3 hours. So
I bet that was interesting. I bet that was very interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. I can show you guys. Hold on, let me pull up a picture of so this is one of his bushes. That's all flowered. Isn't that pretty?
Wow.
So it's typically always it's like a box hedge that blooms pink flowers.
Ooh.
So it's typically usually always green.
Hi, Nancy.
At this time of year, it's got flowers. I'll show you another quick photograph. Let's see. Did I take a singular? I did a lot of little videos and stuff like that of a lot of his trees and things like that.
Hi, BNS Odyssey. Welcome in.
I'm trying to see if I have just a photo. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see. So, this is the fruit trees. And so what he does is he cuts it off right here. And then in the middle, a trunk will grow up, but it'll also grow a branch to the left and to the right. And then once it gets up about 1.18 inches tall, he puts a wire and he'll cut it off again, and it'll grow a trunk up and one out to the left and one to the right. And it keeps it growing, the branches growing on a line.
That's
having your tree,
going everywhere. It kind of gives it like a guideline.
Yeah, it's just growing, kind of like if you've ever seen grapes, how grapes grow on the little trellis like thingies. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the same idea, and it's like space saving, and you get actually more fruit doing it that way.
That's neat.
Yeah. And then I'll show you one last picture. There was this little kind of like thing that you can walk under, and the roof of it is an old satellite dish. And he put chicken wire over that. and it's just like a little area you can sit down underneath there.
Oh,
Isn't that cute?
That's very cute. I love it.
Right?
That would be neat. I have archways, but mine really aren't to sit under. Mine are really more just to walk under. But this is my first year, and I don't really know how to build things. Hubby does, but he's busy at work right now. He's literally working weekends a lot right now.
Oh.
So I just ordered metal because I thought metal would last longer than wood.
Tina had a live this morning. We were talking about horses, and he happened to have a couple of horses. So I got to pet the horses.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that was fun. Very fun.
Does anybody watch that TV series called Heartland? I'm actually rewatching it because something happened and they didn't make something for a while. Maybe it was during COVID. I'm not sure when.
During COVID they
had and I had to go back and watch it over. And hubby's like, "Why are you watching it over?" I said, "Well, I want to be in the right mindset when this and that happen, and the only way I can do that is to be in the story where it's at right then. So I have to start over to. Plus, there's not always really a lot of Hello Daniel sports highlights. There's really not a lot of shows out there that aren't full of filth and grossness nowadays. So it's nice to have a series that's really like clean cut, PG, not hardcore, it's just hard to find anything that's decent.
It is. I love that series. It's great because it teaches people from all different areas how to like function as a family. Yeah, Gwen, you could totally do that. He did like a support beam on each side and put lattice, and then built a frame around it, however big you want to go, and did some support boards, in the middle, and then put that on there and has that. I don't know what it is that he was growing on there. I forgot to ask, but yeah.
That sounds really cool. I can't wait to see my arches. I decided to grow on my arches this year, and I'll probably, do different every year. And I'm actually going to put little planters at the bottom, but I didn't have time to do that this time. I just kind of improvised, but I grew morning glories in different colors, which people hate and say they're invasive, but to me, they're pretty. Moonflowers that I got from Ginger at Not for Nothing Homestead. And also loofah that I also got from Ginger at Not for Nothing Homestead. So we're all the ginger seeds. And the loofah is up there and at another place. One archway is just morning glories and moonflowers, which are in the same family, but moonflowers are bigger. The other one's going to have a combination of both. So
that's what I have one white vinyl archway that was used in my oldest daughter's wedding that we've had stored in our barn forever. So we're pulling that down because I want to use that where my raised beds are over in my orchard. But I want to build some out of sticks and stuff. So hopefully it'll help keep some of the deer out of there because they just discovered it last year. My raised beds.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no. My trouble right now is trying to keep the cats out of my garden. That's this trouble I'm having so far is keeping the cats out of it. But I'm hopeful. But I started to put some DE on my plants today, but it was supposed to rain like 6:00, and I was like, I don't want to put the DE on, and then it rained. So I decided to wait on the DE and maybe try to put it out tomorrow. I did plant giant pumpkins this morning, and hubby planted his Jimmy Nardello peppers for Jennifer's collaboration video coming out for that. So anyway, that'll be interesting. I hope they grow well. I tried to help him with the, getting the soil right and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, don't throw your seeds out. If anything, if you use the napkin Ziploc baggie to germinate them, if they're older. Sometimes you don't even have to do that. It depends what the seeds are, right?
Yeah, it depends on the seed. I did notice that my cucumbers didn't come up this year, so I was worried the seed was old. So I actually went to the store, bought some new cucumber seeds, and it was just a small pack, and
That'll be fun.
And so I think the seeds were old. So cucumber seeds apparently don't hold their shelf life. I planted birdhouse gourds. I really wanted to plant birdhouse gourds, but I am so running out of space. As a matter of fact, I have birdhouse gourd seeds right here. Boom, right there. But I have not, other than maybe putting a couple in the wild garden, I just don't know where else. I mean, not enough space. What I do in the wild garden is everything's planted in the circle, right? And then it vines out from there.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I call it the wild garden. I try to keep up with the weeds, but eventually I lose track of it all. But I try. I actually did some weeding today. I saw that there was some buttercups, wildflowers in there, and I pulled those up because I know what they look like. And some grass. I pulled some grass out of there, and I had planted my mammoth radishes from Jennifer's collab way too close. So I had also, hubby's pack of seeds too. So I went ahead and put some more around the wild garden. A nice barrier of was all the way around my pumpkin garden. So by the end of this year, I'll be able to tell you how well radishes did for protecting my pumpkins. You want to do the first question, or you want me to do it?
Sure. Okay, you guys ready for the thank you. The first trivia question. Ready? So when was the first candy made? When was the first candy made?
I would think the 1800s, maybe. Just a guess. Don't tell me. I'm just
not
just I'm just giving you a time frame that I think. But yeah, probably a long time ago.
Jennifer says 1600s. Nancy says 1860. Anybody else have any idea? Okay, you ready? I'll tell you the answer. The earliest form of candy, likely using honey mixed with fruits or nuts, are believed to have originated in ancient Egypt around 1500 to 2000 BCE.
Whoa, that long ago.
That long ago.
Wow,
That's cool.
Oh, wow. That is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they, I've seen, reports and stuff like that where they found honey, right? That was preserved from, I think, in Egypt and stuff like that. So if they were finding, honey with some fruits and nuts and stuff like that, and maybe even little pieces, right? Jennifer was the closest to that, the closest anyways. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so I'm going to make this question our early bird winner, right?
Okay.
And this person will get to pick something. They will send me an email, and I will send them a list of some things in my collection. They will pick, and I will send them that seed.
Yeah, this is for seeds, and will this be the first person who guesses correctly?
It will have to be first. I will be putting the word start in the chat. Okay. And then the answers will go after that. It will be the closest without going over to this answer I have written. And it has to be the answer I've written because I don't have any other information. So it has to be closest to that. And then I'll put stop and I'll look for the winner and whoever comes the closest. If it's 29 away, but that's the closest without going over, because we might get one over and one under. that will be the winner of seeds. And that person will email me. Let me put that real quick.
Oh, look at you all set up with all the things.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. I just got to.
And here I was goofing around in an orchard.
Oh, no, you were having a good
La, la, la.
It's all good. Maybe I worked hard today, and maybe next time you'll have to carry me on through something. I carry you, and then you can carry me. Someday
Yeah.
I may have a splitting headache and not feel good, but just want to get through it. So
I'll be like, I got you, Gail.
as far as Canada goes, I'm going to give it a shot, man. But this is the thing. If they get lost or broken or stolen or stuck in the post office system, I'm not replacing them. So this is like if it works, it works. I'll give it a shot. And I have sent some to people. So in the case of Canada, maybe smaller seeds, like these birdhouse gourd seeds might be a difficulty, possibly. Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe something a little smaller. But anyway, I'll give it a shot. I'll certainly give it a shot. All right. So I have the word start typed out. Okay. And I'm going to hit start, and then I'm going to ask the question, and you give your answer. Closest without going over will win the seeds, and will email me at this email that is scrolling across the bottom. Don't use an old email. It's full. It won't work. You have to use this specific one. So any email that I did not receive from you, I'm sorry, but it's full, and that's why I changed to Yahoo, because Gmail hates me. All right, so here we go.
Sure.
What year did pressure canning come out? Closest without going over wins seeds. What year did pressure canning come out? Ready, go.
Jennifer says 1700. Scott says market underwear. And
Put an actual year, though, on yours, Jennifer. Put an actual year. Not, because this one's for a prize, we want a specific year.
1930, 1859.
And then when I get something kind of close to it, I'll hit stop. But
1954.
I'm going to have to look in this chat because that one's not going to have everybody. Let's see, what do we have? We have 1700, 1920, 1930, 1859, 1954, 1962, 1922. Keep going. I will say maybe go a lower number than you chose.
Gwen says she's not getting comments. Weird. I don't know what's happening. There might be some technical.
This is it. Some of you are in Gail's lab and some of you are in Heather's lab. So I'm gonna have to choose the winner from over here who has both. That way the winner can be in her chat or in my chat. So everybody pick another number that's under the number that you picked.
I feel like you're kind of delayed.
Me?
I don't know. It's weird because everybody starts doing stuff before I hear you talk.
Well, yeah.
But you just responded to me like immediately. So I don't know. It might be, the universe is doing some weird things here today. We've got this, everybody. It's okay. Right? I don't know. I'm just sitting here. Gail's got this one.
I'm looking back at the number. Okay. Still, some of you are still too high. I would go under 1900. Let's put it that way.
That's a nice round number, 1888. Oh, Nancy's going year by year now.
Nobody told her she couldn't, so.
Right? Oh, no, she skipped.
I think we're going to have a hard time finding it. Okay.
So could you narrow it down?
Under 1,700.
Okay.
That's pretty narrow.
$18.02. Could you imagine what things would look like back in those days?
Oh, yeah.
My hair would look like this.
The very first computer was like the size of a room. You know what I mean? And the very first car phones were huge. The very first cell phones were huge. I mean, they okay.
When I met my husband, he had a car phone, and it was like this big, huge thing.
Okay, I'm going to hit stop, and then I'm going to see who's closest.
And pagers.
And I'm going to say the number out loud, and that way you can help me figure out who it is, and then we'll confirm.
Okay.
So the number is 1679.
1679. Jennifer, 1656.
That's pretty close. We got anything closer? That one's really close. 1688. It's over though.
88. 1676.
Right now it looks like Nancy. Is that what you got, Nancy?
Yep, that's what I think yeah. Yeah. Looks like it. Hi, Christy. Happy Friday. Yeah, Heartland. I like Heartland. Good.
Okay.
I need to catch up on a few seasons.
I believe it's going to be Nancy with 1676, and the number was 1679. So that was a hard one. I may have to come up with a little bit easier
And what was the question again?
Oh, Ginger, I just got through talking about all this. You missed it. You missed it. What now?
What was the question and answer again?
What year did pressure canning come out? And the answer was 1679.
1679. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, wow, right?
Yeah, I was telling everybody how I planted the moonflowers and the loofah that you sent me, Ginger. Yeah. Anyway, I looked it up. I thought that would be an interesting question. And then I have one that's just for fun. This one's just for fun, not a prize. This one, we'll have some with prizes and some that are just for fun. So this one's just for fun. So what is Texas known for?
Ooh, a steam digester.
Okay, and we'll keep talking while people put their answers. What is it known for?
Big hats.
Very funny. When I lived in Rhode Island, they thought we were all cowboys and cowgirls and drove to the store on our horse. Went to the store on our horse.
Cactuses.
That's the kind, yeah.
Lizards.
Alamo. That one's on there. Yep. The Alamo's blue bonnets. That's on there. What is Texas known for? Barbecue. Cattle. They are known for longhorn cattle. It says oil. That's good, Nancy.
Enormous spiders.
Fire ants. I don't know if
fire ants,
but we got longhorns. That's right, Gwen. Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't you guys have your own?
Pew Pews is on the list. We are considered. Let's see how they worded it.
People can do what they want.
We embrace pew pews in Texas. Other states like demonize pew pews, but in Texas, we're just like, oh, everybody has one. There's people that carry them. Like
Thanks, Phil.
So this is what it said, and then you guys got a lot of these. It says barbecue, the Alamo, oil, rodeo, Tex-Mex, blue bonnets, cowboys, the state fair, embracing pew-pews, and massive ranches.
Massive ranches.
Massive ranches. Yeah.
And then they came over to the Pacific Northwest, the wild, wild west. And they lost all control over family unity.
Does anybody know what state Heather is from? Anybody know the answer to that one?
I could be from Texas. Maybe somewhere else. I might be from somewhere down under.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know how to do. Okay.
Karen, Florida, Nancy, what?
Nancy.
Yeah, it's Oregon.
Confusion. That I like it.
No. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know anything about Oregon except for the pictures that Heather sends me. So we all know what Texas is known for, but does anybody know what Oregon is known for? And you can't answer yet.
And don't say anything icky or rude.
Yeah, no, nothing to do with the news.
Can you hear
what is Oregon known for? And then I'll read the list off after you guys name stuff.
She might remember. Nancy's probably remembering that this last fall I was in Texas. Florida. Jeez, Texas is on my brain.
Yes, when you were in that storm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cold, damp weather.
No. Green.
See, we got the Oregon Trail. Everybody's got that one down. Bigfoot. You know, the most Bigfoot stuff I ever saw in my life was in Missouri.
Well, they've got a lot of it also in Oregon and Washington.
Do they? I guess there's multiple states with that.
Mushrooms.
Well, you know what? I gotta say, Heather, they didn't know a lot either about Oregon. So we need a video talking about Oregon. Okay, Oregon. So here's what they said. They said, and you could tell me if this is true or not. Crater Lake, Columbia River, George.
Columbia River is the main river that a lot of ports are that go out to the Pacific Ocean. Mm-hmm. It runs and feeds into the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, nothing bad.
Huh? Craft beer.
Yep.
Mount. It says Mount, and then I can't read my own handwriting.
Mount St. Helens.
I don't know. It starts with an H. Mount. I don't know. Sorry.
Mount Rainier, Mount Hood.
It says the Oregon Coast, Tillamook Creamery, the Oregon Trail. That's the one everybody knew.
Yep.
Portland. It's known for Portland. Voodoo Donuts. What are Voodoo Donuts, man?
They're just like fancy donuts that they put extra special frostings and sprinkles and doodads or whatever.
Huh.
Tillamook Cheese Factory.
Heather, we need a video on the Voodoo Donuts because I'm picturing a Voodoo doll donut in black.
I've never been to one. I'd have to find one.
What is a Voodoo donut? I'm like,
yeah. Wilderness, and so Oregon is also known for all the trails, hiking, kayaking, boating. There's a lot of rivers.
Actually, okay. It also says the beach, diverse landscapes, Escola State Park, wine. Dungeness crab, hazelnuts, salmon, tater tots. What?
I don't know about the tater tot thing. I don't know.
Ask Oregon. I don't know what that means either. Bike lanes, fishing, hiking, and oh, I have heard you say this before. Marionberries.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Blackberries are extremely prevalent. Wild, like everywhere you can find blackberry. You have to keep your property mowed or weed whacked. you'll get blackberry vines just sprout.
You can't let houses just fall down and rot and decay right there like a beautiful landmark of
Oh, and me. You're right.
Yeah, and Heather. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got 4 seasons. And most of Oregon is zone 8A or 8B. So in my area, Northwest Oregon, the last frost date is April 19th, but we have a very long growing season. We don't get very humid. But rain usually stops in June all the way through the end of October. We usually don't get any rain, but it stays usually pretty green in most places. There's a lot of bike riding thingy-majiggies where they bike ride along the Oregon coast.
Yeah.
And then Walla Walla onions are from Walla Walla, Washington, which isn't incredibly far from me.
Yeah. Wasn't there some kind of controversy as some people Walla Walla onions are from here and Walla Walla onions are from here, but they're really from both, or they're from one or the other?
It's Walla Walla, Washington. There's actually a town called Walla Walla, Washington.
Cool.
Did you know that Azure standard comes from Oregon?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, your season is winter, and more winter.
Actually, I have to look.
Just planted peppers and eggplant outside. Oh, I hope they do well. Hello, Drops. Welcome in.
That place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cayenne peppers and tomatoes. Ooh. I have 2 itty tiny tomatoes. So Lori and Bob donated a prize tonight. It's either chocolate cherry sunflowers or mammoth sunflowers. You have a choice. So I'm going to do that as a hashtag prize for you guys who aren't good at trivia. So I'm going to pull that up.
I'm good at making trivia. I'm just not good at answering it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Doofer. What a name, right? Doofer, Oregon is like a little small, old town. It's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, you need to do some more. Show us some more stuff from there.
Multnomah Falls. There's lots of stuff.
Show us some. Well, you showed us. I was a festival and you dressed up. It was the Whoville thing.
Oh yeah, yep. So they also have a tulip festival, and actually people from all around the whole world come to Oregon for the tulip festival. They have like a big map at this place, and when somebody comes from wherever they come from, they take a little push pin and mark where they come from all around the whole world. It's crazy.
Now, if you guys win one of these prizes tonight, from Lori and Bob or from us, if you will make a little friend mail video to let people know that we're giving some prizes away on our lives, that would be awesome. And please share this on your tab to get a few more folks in. That would be awesome. So sunflowers from Lori and Bob, it all adds up, and Robin Hood Homestead. We got 8 entries so far.
I said hi to Tamara.
If you want to win some sunflower seeds.
Yeah, they have Tulip Festival. I think in what is it, Tennessee or somewhere near Tennessee. There's a big tulip festival there too. So it's the time of year, right?
I've been to the big hot air balloon festival in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That was awesome.
Ooh, when I was a kid, we used to go to one of those in Alaska, and they had, I don't even know.
Oh, they were all over
Hundreds.
the sky. You could, like in the hotel room, you could see them from the window of the
Yeah.
hotel. They were all over town. You didn't have to just be in the festival ground.
Have you ever been in one?
No, I haven't. My sister.
I did.
You want to do the countdown?
Sure. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I was trying to sound Texas.
From
That
Bob
didn't
and
do
Lori.
good.
It all adds up in Robin Hood Homestead. Thank you for donating a prize. Ginger wins.
Ginger.
Congratulations. Let me write that down. Who was our other winner?
That's a good question.
Nancy.
Oh yeah, Nancy. All these fact
Oh,
things.
yeah, should be writing these things down. Yeah, thank you so much, Lori and Bob. We appreciate it.
I need a personal secretary about now.
I know. I just thought of it. Like, who was it? I was like, oh yeah, I know. It's Nancy. It just my brain had to come back to it.
Yeah, I would have thought of it in the middle of the night. Nancy.
So, Ginger, if you could email me your mailing address and a choice of either chocolate cherry or mammoth sunflowers, I will then forward that on to Lori so she could send out your prize. Yeah, Ginger's cool.
What's cool? Growing the sunflowers in a kind of like dome like type thing.
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to do that. There were some other things, but I can't remember what other things that people grow in a dome kind of like thing, and you leave an opening so like you can go in there.
Yeah, Heather and I are considering a collaboration next year. Maybe growing mammoth sunflowers or maybe giant pumpkins, or I don't know, something. We're in discussion over that, and we might even have a sponsor to pay for the seeds. Unless, of course, I get my own giant pumpkin seeds, because imagine how many seeds would be in one of those giant pumpkins. So the giant pumpkin seeds that I'm using is from Ryan at Heavenly Hills Homestead.
The biggest pumpkin I ever grew, and we had to use a scale. What was it? Like a tractor scale. We had to lift it up with the tractor bucket because we couldn't physically lift the pumpkin. I think it was like 250 something. It was huge.
I've only grown average size pumpkins.
Ooh, have fun feeding the animals.
Average pumpkins and tiny pumpkins and a white pumpkin and some gourds. But I've never actually grown a giant. But I'm going to try. So I did a poll on my channel, and the choices were papaya, watermelon, striped gourds, or giant pumpkins. And it was at about, I think it was about 48% at the end. Or no, I'm sorry, 40% at the end for giant pumpkins. So I planted those today. So that's
they like lots of water.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Of water.
That's the same thing Lori told me too. They like a lot of water. I said, yeah, shh, don't tell husband. He's gonna be like, what? I'm guessing you soak it, right? You would just soak it, right?
Yeah, I always soak my pumpkin seeds for at least,
No, not that. That's not what I'm talking about. Soak the soil.
Oh, yeah. Soak the soul. The soul.
Yeah. Well, my what do you call it? My pie pumpkins for survival seeds are already up. So, I mean, I have more giant pumpkin seeds. So if the 3 I planted in there don't come up, and I went ahead and put one in the wild garden too, just to make sure there'd be at least 2 for pollination purposes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so even though there's a lot of other pumpkins and they may cross whatever, I don't really care. I mean,
That
anyway, I'm
sounds
excited to
exciting.
have pumpkins. Yeah, chocolate cherry. I think I have some of those planted outside actually. One section of my sunflowers is all the sunflower seeds from my mammoth sunflowers last year. That whole section is up, and those are only my seeds. There's another section where I got seeds from Jennifer, and I bought some seeds, I won some seeds, and those all are on a different section. So I'll have 2 different sunflower sections. I usually do 3, but I kind of ended up using some of that corner for some of those white buckets I was growing in. So I don't really want to put the sunflowers right there close to my squash because they draw bad bugs, and I just don't want to mess. I try to keep my sunflowers segregated because they're kind of rude and they draw these bad bugs.
Yes.
My sunflowers are rude. They're beautiful.
So, do you want me to do another trivia question?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is just for the fun of it. You guys ready? So when was ketchup invented?
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
Interesting.
I mean, some of these questions, it's really hard to know exactly when it really came about, but when it was, official.
Yeah, you have to just go by whatever source you looked it up on because
Yeah.
there could probably be more than one answer technically.
Because I feel like it was way before this, but I could be wrong. But
I remember when I was in my hometown one year, I wanted to grow little tiny pumpkins, and I remember I had a chain link type fence with the holes in it, and I had
cheated.
It grew through the fence, and the neighbors had pumpkins on their side. And I told them, I said, well, whatever pumpkins are over there, you keep them for your grandchildren or whatever. And they were okay with that. And they didn't disturb the thing.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny. Okay. Since Anne cheated, I'll give you guys the answer. Tomato-based ketchup was in 1812 with the first recipe. Yeah, catsup. That's so weird. Why would you?
First year to
Why
grow
would it be called tomasup or something?
Thompson.
Yes, she didn't take me off. It's okay. Oh, that's funny. That was just for the fun of it.
A word for it. Maybe that was the problem. Tomasup.
Maybe they didn't call them tomatoes. They were maters.
Maters. Yeah. That's what they are in Texas. They're maters.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
What year did you say again?
It was 1812.
1812.
When they had the first tomato-based ketchup recipe. That's what it says anyways. Yeah. It was made with mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
That's quite different.
I cheated, yeah. Well, this one's not for a prize, so it's fine. It's all good. I mean, if you're quicker than the next person, then you deserve to win, I guess. Your brain thinks quicker, so it
depends on what day.
I know my brain does not work quick sometimes.
Oh, we're almost running out of time. Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, we need to do another. We need to do another prize one. Let me pick which one. I don't think anybody's going to get that one though.
That's good. I mean, oh, darn.
No, I wanted to get it. Heather.
Hmm? Being a good
Okay, this is going to be, okay, there are 4 possible answers on this one, but whoever gets the first one will get the prize, and you will email me, okay, for
Ooh.
your seed choices, okay, and I'll get those seeds out to you. Okay, so you all are funny. Yeah, we are. Sometimes we're funny. I'm funny every other day. Heather's funny every day. So maybe
It
today,
depends every
if I'm
other hour.
funny, then tomorrow I'm not going to be funny. Just saying. All right, who's ready? If you're ready for the question to win a prize, put a 1 in the chat. Are you ready?
They don't want to play.
Who's ready?
Nobody.
We're probably on delay.
Janice
Janice,
wants to
play.
play. And Karen.
And
Nancy's probably crocheting, but you
Wait,
still got to type. Oh, she did. She typed ready.
and Tamara.
Keep
Awesome.
it.
Okay. All righty. So I'm going to go ahead and put the start because y'all don't know what the question is.
Hi, Troy.
Hi, Troy Sutton. The
Just
question is, and there's 4 possible answers, and the first one to get one of them is the winner. Okay. The question is, what are the most popular subjects trending on YouTube right now, according to my particular source? You have to pick one of the 4 things on here. What are the most popular subjects trending on YouTube right now? And there
I know.
possible choices. Oh, I didn't put the word start.
I know what it is. Milk and Honey Heritage Farms.
After the word start, guys.
Yeah, right.
The word. No, I may have to count before the start because I didn't hit it.
Yeah, it could be that too. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh, hi, Susan. I think it's Milk and Honey Heritage Farms.
Okay. So here are the answers, the possible answers. And because I didn't hit start right away, we're going to have to count before that. So I believe it's probably Janice. But here's the answers: mini vlogs, food challenges, quick DIYs, dance challenges. Those are the answers. Now, Janice, the first one, she said food. And no one else really got near it, really. No one touched it. No one else touched these particular subjects. So I believe it's Nancy. So Nancy is a Kill Southern Living, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Are those your answers?
Yeah, trending.
So those are the answers. I'll read it again just so you can let it. What are the most popular subjects trending on YouTube right now? Mini vlogs, food challenges, DIYs, dance challenges, and so that would be a blooper. Janice, email me at this email going across the bottom, and I'll let you pick some seeds to pick from. Just use
I actually have some trivia that pertains to gardening.
Oh, awesome.
What dance challenge is this, Ginger? You must share. True crime. I know. The world is flat in a roundabout way. Okay. See, I agree with everybody. Not really, but I do. Kind of. See, is that confusing or what? Okay, you ready? Should I go?
Yep.
Okay. When was the first garden club? No cheating. It's probably Heather's grass crunch dance. That started the dance craze. That would be cool. So when was the first garden club? And it wasn't on Gail's Southern Living. Sorry, Gail.
Well, how dare you?
How rude.
I only did that for 1 year because it was too stressful, and it's right before Fall Fest, and I just can't take on anything before Fall
Yeah.
Fest. I have to prepare mentally for that. It's a lot of work, but you know what? According to the graph on
She's afraid to answer. Why? Because you looked it up. She's like, ooh, that's a good one. I must know now. Okay, so it was, I'm just gonna say the answer because I know your guys' little minds are just going crazy. The first garden club in America was established in 1891 as the Ladies' Garden Club of Athens in Athens, Georgia, founded by 12 women.
I was thinking the 1800s, but that's as close as I could get to it. I was thinking that in my head, but I was like, last time I said the 1800s, I was totally wrong. So
I would have thought it would have been England.
I know
But
that
it's in America, so.
we don't consider seed saving as important as we should. But back then, seeds were
Yeah.
like an awesome gift. They were like a wedding gift. Women exchanged seeds. Women did most of the gardening because men went out and worked and did the hunting.
Yeah,
So
and carry the buckets of water to water the gardens and
in the summer they ate eggs and vegetables. In the winter, they ate whatever they preserved and meat.
what?
And they made,
I did not.
they had to be inventive. You think you're inventive using what you have out of your pantry? Can you imagine how inventive they had to be?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, there was, I'm sure there was, gardens, exquisite gardens, in the White House or wherever, Buckingham, But in America,
Yeah.
for a garden club, and they probably wore I wonder what they looked like with their little garden hats and their gloves.
I don't
Oh,
know.
here's a little rose for you. Let's have some tea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, they could have been that fancy.
that's true.
They could have also been in the opposite of fancy. I mean, I don't know. Gardening is not very glamorous. Now they show the ladies
Yeah.
on TV doing it, and they look so fancy and pretty or whatever. But my fingernails are dirty, and they stay dirty until I stop gardening.
Well,
And
this was a garden club. This wasn't
I love.
like,
Did
you
you
know,
think they talked about the same things we talk about now, like what to amend your soil with and things like that? Crop rotation and things like that. I remember learning crop rotation in high school. I remember that.
no, back then they just stuck the seeds in the ground and watered because their soil had the right nutrition. And yes, they
Yeah,
probably did smell wet.
yeah, but they probably eventually, though, after the same crop in the same spot, eventually they did also use their minerals eventually. I mean, it probably took longer because they had more good stuff in their soil, more natural stuff in their soil, and God only knows what's in our soil. Who knows? I don't even want to.
Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. Read what Tamara said.
See, that's what I said, Jennifer. They're like us. They're dirty and sweaty.
Well, yeah, you only bathe like what, once a month if you're lucky. Or in
Yeah.
the summertime, you could jump in the creek.
Can you imagine having a window in your closet?
What?
They used to have windows in their closets. They could air out their clothes.
They used to wear satchels underneath their dresses with like lavender and rosemary and different stuff like that to help smell better. You know
Yeah.
the old saying, you haven't got a pot to tinkle in?
Yeah.
They used to, back in the old days before, they used to just go wherever. squat and go wherever amongst all the people. Well, then they started getting pots in the rooms. Heads up, and they'd toss it out the window.
What?
Yeah. So that's where that saying, "You haven't got a pot to tinkle in," came from.
Oh, wow.
Because there was a king who was like, "Yeah, we're not going to keep squatting and dropping all over the, palace floor, all over the courtyard, and you, you know, yeah."
Yeah.
You go down to the creek. I would be going down to the creek all the time. Yep. Ew, that's why they carried flowers down the aisle? That's so weird that
Oh,
we
they
can.
get stuck on their wedding day?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
so
that
weird.
I think that should be the day you either wake up and bathe or bathe the night before. I'm just saying.
I thought it was dad, the kids, and then the mom. I'm sorry, I ain't washing myself then. I'll go wash in the creek.
Oh,
Or
wow.
sponge bathe or something.
I mean, there's a few areas you could wash that would make you smell better mostly. Let's just say. Just take care of that part and you're good, man.
I'm going first. No, just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
Yeah.
okay, remember they had the wash tub thing. And that's what they show in the movies and talk about in the books and whatever. They show the little ceramic bowl and the pitcher with the water. So they had that, and they probably had old cloth that they used for washcloths, like we do now, like old dresses and old socks, or I don't know what they wash extra, whatever they considered their extra to be, and they could wash their face and their areas so they wouldn't smell. So I think it's like anything. You just got to make an effort. Make an effort.
That makes sense. Yes, and June weddings were a thing because it was warm enough to take a bath. That's why I got married in June. I'm just kidding.
That makes sense.
But it's funny how we continue to carry on these traditions and have no idea why. Most don't have any clue why. Like all those little nursery rhymes and stuff and lullabies and things like that have weird meanings behind them. So,
Oh yeah. Some of their songs were kind of like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, it's creepy. I always made up my own songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember some old bugs, some of their songs that they had in them.
That's when you put a whole like basket of herbs or flowers under each pit.
So I believe Jan is not going live tonight. So if you're usually in Jan's live, as far as I know, Jan is not going to be live tonight. So I'm just letting you guys know that. Scott goes live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I think Brenda with Freedom Redbird goes live at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peaceful Des goes live tonight. Can't always remember what the time is, but there's some of the lives that are happening on Friday night. So washing every day washes away healthy germs. Yeah. Well, no, I didn't say I bathed every day. I bathed today because I've been wearing my hair in a bun and gardening, and I'm like, I need a bath today.
Oh, tough.
I'm the one that needed a bath today.
Who knew that Friday evening would be educational? We're all, right? We all learned something today. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I thought it was cool.
Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this live. If you enjoyed tonight's live and you could still hear us, type a 2 in the chat. Let us know you can hear us. And if you enjoyed it.
It takes two. It takes two. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get
before we end tonight, I want to make sure to tell you guys, Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, her hours are doing this. They're going up, they're going down.
It's a roller coaster. It's like zoom, 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 zoom.
So if you guys have an extra device, or like what I do is I set a playlist going, put it on a lower volume, and just let it go all night. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the twos. We appreciate it. Please help Heather out. She is literally like less than 100. Is that right, Heather?
From the 3K, yeah.
Less than 100 away from level 1 of monetization. So if you guys could help her out with that, that would be super awesome. So
yeah,
really cool. I noticed you were on Garden State Gardeners Live for a couple of hours yesterday, so you got a little time.
I was on there for 1 hour.
I was only on for like 30 minutes. I
was on there for an hour. I just wanted to be supportive of him, you know.
I just wanted to kind of like say goodbye and be there as part of the end of the era kind of.
Yeah, I was hoping you would pop in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I did. Yeah, it was hard,
cool.
but I did. It was emotional. Jill is my friend, so it was hard, but sad thing.
Well, everybody have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy, you know, if you're doing something special, your family and friends, or enjoy the days and all those things.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth. So Beth and Bob, thank you for donating a prize. Much appreciated. If you want something tonight, if you'll email me at this one going across the bottom, the one who won a prize from Lori and Bob, I'm going to forward that to them. It just makes it easier if everybody sends everything to the same place.
Yeah.
I also have Lori on my text, so
did you see?
Text it to her, you know, so it's really
Gail,
easy.
did you see Shrek when I was on with Joe?
No.
You should watch it because Shrek was in my kitchen. Literally, life-size Shrek.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he came and said hi. I
heard somebody say something about Shrek, but I never really understood exactly what they were talking about. Yeah, definitely, guys. Happy Easter. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you get some gardening done, some fishing, some time with your family. Definitely, we've had a few people in the community who've lost family members. I'm sure some of you know who they are, but it's not my place to say. Just, you know, love your family right now. Give them a hug. Call your mom, your sister, your cousin, your child. Call them and tell them you love them. Give
your
them
neighbor
close, and just let them know that you love them, because you never, ever, ever know when you're going to lose someone. I know when I lost my sister, it was devastating, and I can't even imagine what they may be going through. So thank you so much for coming in tonight, and we will see you next week for something. We'll see. And Healthy Goes Wednesday. Don't forget Healthy Goes Wednesday.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Heather and I go live talking about our healthy goals. And this week we're going to have on a guest, Just Jason Keto, to talk about the ketogenic diet. So we hope to see you there. Bye, guys.
Bye. Happy weekend and all the things included. Good night, Gail.
Bye.